Hello, this is Patrick, and welcome to some electric vehicle news. I'm reporting to you from inside of F-150 Lightning, and we're going to talk about the Cybertruck. So, it's been seen in Camo. It's also been seen being delivered for winter testing, and there's like piles of the Giga castings over in Texas. So this thing is on its way. There were some reports that some suppliers were jumping ship to Rivian. Rivian's reporting that the sales of the SUV are outpacing the truck, so they're moving over, I guess, some of the resources to get more of the SUVs out. I have one ordered for my wife from a year ago, and it doesn't even say it would be delivered this year, so it'd be next year. I don't know if we're going to do that or if we're going to go for a newer Model X. We'll have to see how that's going. We went through a lot of vehicles last year just because the market was so crazy, and I had a bunch of pre-orders, so things came in and we sold things and we bought things, and it worked out pretty good up until January when everything kind of crashed on the used market. But we'll be getting a Cybertruck hopefully as soon as we can. We might be getting a Chevy EV, the Silverado. They're kind of mysterious about how many they're shipping and what locations and everything, but those have been seen out and about, and pictures on the production line. So they say this summer. We'll see. This is live, by the way, so go ahead and post any questions or comments that you might have, and I'll go ahead and do my best to respond to them throughout the video. I see we've got a few people watching right now. Some other fun things that have been going on in the past week is that Charn now caved and they're offering their support for Tesla to join their standardization process with the North American Charging Standard, the NACS. This is Tesla's connector. So this is the people would call it the Tesla charger, supercharger, level 2 chargers, and I did a whole video on this on my last video. It's just a way better connector because it's smaller. It has up to a megawatt of power is what they're saying. It's got two large connectors that can be either AC or DC, so you don't have to have as many pins because the switch is on the inside of the vehicle. It's possible that other vehicles could retrofit if they got enough space. They'll probably just do it on newer models and have an external adapter. There are adapters already one way. They need to make them the other way. The Magic Dock that's on the newer superchargers in some locations prove that an adapter is possible. Basically, they're CCS. Tesla's been a part of the CCS coalition, I guess. It's mainly the connector that's different from my understanding. I think it's a good thing if everybody kind of goes with the Tesla standard here in North America, because the connector on CCS is just massive. This is this really big clunky thing, and I guess it wouldn't have been too bad if Tesla moved over to it too, but it's really a big bulky adapter on a big bulky plug that goes into a Tesla when Tesla's using a CCS adapter. What do you guys think? Let me know what your thoughts are on that huge connector, and if you think everybody should switch over. I mean, Ford switched over, or is going to switch over. They're going to offer adapters next year, and the year after that, all the vehicles are going to start using the Tesla. Same with GM. GM got on board about a week ago, and basically all the major charging networks are also talking about adding Tesla connectors. So a lot of them already had two plugs or two cables, so they'll switch them over. A lot of them will probably, maybe switch the Camo ones because that's kind of on the way out. There's not hardly any vehicles that use it anymore. Hopefully somebody will make an adapter for them so they can go to the Tesla standard or at least CCS, and they can have an adapter and adapter and adapter. It would be unsightly and horrible, but it would technically possibly work as long as it's safe. Usually means that you're going to have a slower charging speed. So yeah, thanks to Inside EVs for these articles. They also had a cool one that I saw on this GM-owned pure watercraft that's also going to use the Tesla connector on it. It's pretty cool. It's like a pontoon boat, and they're talking about 50 miles of range. You can get it with one motor or two. It is fairly costly. It's like a pontoon, so it's $75,000 or $95,000 for the dual motor one. It's only $100 to pre-order it though. It's interesting. They're saying that each battery pack is about the equivalent of 2 gallons. So one battery pack will give you 50 miles because you get about 25 miles on a gallon with the gas. It's kind of an interesting get up. I don't currently have a boat, but if I did, this would be what I'd want. Something electric. I don't have any. The only thing I have that's gas right now is a really ancient jet ski that barely works sometimes, and I'd love to go full electric. Someday I'll do a video on my little project. It's a Polaris Ranger EV, and I've converted. It was a 2011 or 2010, and it was lead acid batteries, basically a big golf cart, and I converted it over with LiPo batteries, lithium iron phosphate batteries, and shaved off about 800 pounds. It's got better speed, it's faster, it's all around a much better ATV. Or ATV? Yeah. It's a side-by-side. It's a two-seater with a little pickup bed in the back of it. It goes, I think it was rated like 24 miles an hour. With the current setup, it's going around 27 when we were testing it out. It probably has like a 40 to 50 mile range. Maybe more now that we shaved off some of the weight. It just kind of depends on the terrain that you're using, or that you're using it on. One of the things that I get here living in Wyoming is a lot of people don't think EVs are going to catch on and that they're just a fad that's going away, which obviously is not true. And just a couple little things that I picked up on, like San Francisco saying over half of their vehicles are electric or hybrid for sales in April. And then I was reading other things saying it's about 20% right now worldwide of all sales, and it's up from like 12% or 4% the previous year. Like it is growing by leaps and bounds. Everybody's switching over to electric. Every manufacturer that's American has a goal, a 2035, to switch their entire fleets to be all electric. And the Tesla Model Y is second only to the Ford F-150 right now for the best-selling vehicle in the United States. And for passenger cars, it's number one. And it's actually number one in the world right now. So to think that it's a passing fad and it's just going away is just silly. I don't understand how people can still think that. And I mean, I guess you can get it, like around here, there's not a lot of electric vehicles, but there will be. I mean, whether it's local people or more likely, people traveling through, tourists, there's going to be a lot more electric vehicles. So I had a Model S Plaid last year, and it was awesome. It had like a 400-mile range, and it had a heat pump, and the super fast charging at the V3 superchargers, and the charge curve, it sustained that high rate of charge much longer than Model 3s and Model Ys that I've had. And there was this test that was done, and it confirms it, that it was like really good. Like they were able to get 418 miles on the standard range, or on the non-Plaid version of the Model S, which is just crazy. Aside from going with something like a Lucid, which 500-mile range on a Lucid is amazing. Finding charging networks that work well with it, not so much. but that's going to change. And I'm sure they're going to have to switch over to Tesla connectors, kicking and screaming eventually at some point, along with Rivian. Rivian says they're looking into it more. So basically, that's all the news that's fit to print right now, or at least the stories that caught my interest. Thank you for taking the time watching this video. If you've joined me live here, I didn't see anybody comment in the chat this time around, but I'm going to try and do more of these live just because they're kind of quicker and work with my schedule better. I'd like talking EVs with people. Like I said, I'm in Wyoming, not a lot of other EV owners to chat with. This is kind of my outlet, and I've been doing this for many years now, and you know, I appreciate everybody that's watched and subscribed and that comments and follows me on Twitter. I'm at Walking Crow on Twitter, and I'm open to talking anytime on there about, you know, getting across Wyoming with an EV. When I first started doing this channel, it was when I was stopping to charge. I was charging at RV parks, and I'd be stuck there for several hours charging, so I had not a lot to do. So I did a lot of live streams, and I kind of documented the process and the best ways of getting across areas without charging stations. I started my home charging network, me and my family, Wild West EV, and we have 10 stations in Wyoming. We just added 4 new stations at the Shoshone Rose Casino, just outside of Lander, Wyoming. So if you're gonna go gamble, stay the night, they got a swim pool there for the kids. They got a good restaurant, and they've got 4 chargers, so you're pretty much guaranteed at this point to have a way to charge overnight and get a full charge if you're heading to Yellowstone. We also have a charger at the breadboard and Lander, but it's just a single one, and it is used pretty frequently now during like holidays and weekends. So one way or another, you get a charge over there. And they're also getting a fast charger. Maybe it's open now, or it's going to be open really soon over in Lander. So more opportunities to charge. I'm going to be putting some in Riverton. And thank you guys so much for watching. We'll see you guys next time.